What is music in your life right now, and what do you wish it was? If something is keeping you from doing that thing, some fear or some insecurity, something saying you're not ready, you're not good enough, I want you to repeat after me. Homie's got this. The best way I know to get better at making music is to play with other people often. So today that's what we're going to talk about. And also, though, what to do if you're in the unfortunate situation where that is not currently an option. Hey, I'm Eric Haugen. Check the description box below for tabs and backing tracks on my website. Information about exactly what sound tools I'm using today. Live streams and more on Patreon, and my deep dive courses. It's all on my website. If you're in that unfortunate position of there's really no one in your community, no human beings to play music with on the regular, using a looper pedal or making your own little backing track soundscapey type things is a cool thing you can do. Now, I don't really like using looper pedals because I'm much better at using Logic. So I'm going to use Logic as though it's a looper pedal. So let's see, what if I laid down the chords to Isn't It a Pity? George Harrison. Yeah, we're going to be doing a bunch of George Harrison today. The reason it's cool to use a looper is it does force you to stay in time, which that's an important thing, to develop nice, even timekeeping skills. And then, of course, once you've laid that loop down, you can noodle over the top of it. Let's do that. Putting a nice clean rhythm passage down and then noodling over the top of it is a cool thing that you can do that is sort of like playing with other people. Now, if you got a little more creative, then yeah, you could open up. I use Logic to make all these backing tracks and soundscapey things that I do. That's a lot more involved, but if you have that compulsion to do that, to make those things, I encourage that as well, because that is making music. No amount of woodshedding or practice is going to overcome the anxiety you will feel to play with other people when you don't do it on the regular. That's why I say we need as many flight hours as possible. So here's what I think is a cool thing to do, and this is what I do. Set up a routine, a music hang night. Anybody can come, anybody can play or not play. You might just drink beer and rewatch The Last Waltz. Maybe nothing cool happens, maybe something cool happens. But if it's on the regular, that takes that pressure off of like, okay, I have a jam scheduled 3 weeks from today. That jam better go really well because it's the only one I have on the calendar. If it's something that keeps happening again and again and again, it takes the pressure off that one night to be amazing. You will find that when you get together and play music with other human beings, what worked at home doesn't necessarily work in real life. We tend to overplay in isolation because there's nothing else going on in the room, and social media guitar players do a lot of fancy stuff, and we think that's what we're supposed to do when playing with other people. But really, it can be very simple. Let's pull up another George Harrison song and let's discuss. First, let's look at me overplay. Now that's super cool, and I'll walk you through how to play that in a second. It is neat stuff, but if someone was singing and there's a bunch of other musicians in the room, that would actually be too many notes. Let's look at the basic rhythm passage, which is totally what I would do. Okay, but since I played a fancy thing and it is interesting examples of caged and things like that, let's check it out. G. There's Soul Man. Those are harmonized double stop sixes. I have videos on that. And really, like, Some of these things would be cool to throw in, not all of them. I just purposely was like, let me shoehorn too many things. That's kind of neat, continuing the figure down. That's major pentatonic there. One lonely C, because yeah, the changes in this are wacky. You now have a G sharp minor for 2 beats, but landing on a C sharp minor. So let's come, yeah, all right, well, let's do the whole thing. Now we're on a C sharp minor. A big A thing. I think I got this from a book like Pedal Steel Licks for Guitar. You know, fancy A triads. Here comes, what does come next? Oh, an E chord. And we're already on a C sharp minor. Here comes, yeah, again, this is too much. That's a big G sharp minor lick. Slowly, G sharp minor here, G sharp minor here, C sharp minor. And then, yeah, great key change in this one, D sus2. A, B. So this is sixes against this A chord. I have videos about these, but yeah, anyway, I have videos about those. Kind of neat. It's not a 6 chord, it's an interval, the distance between these two tones. And then the B chord. Cool, but too much for a jam situation. Go to an open mic. First as just an audience member, but it's a great way to see who's out there. It may inspire you to do it yourself, or you might see someone up there who's doing something so cool that you might want to talk to them afterwards and be like, hey, do you want, I really dig Lou Reed also. We could get together and do a Lou Reed thing, because I don't like to perform solo. I don't know many people who do. Everybody wants a buddy. Now, just bonus, let's look at the slide guitar part from My Sweet Lord, because it's one of the coolest little things. Standard tuning. Now, there's a couple of things about slide. Make sure the slide is lined up right with the fret itself, and you're going to be using your pick to stop the string as you change strings. In fact, I'll get real close to the camera. Tricky, here we go. I had to go. I stopped it with the pick. Diminished. That part's tricky. So let's watch this hand while I do that. Sitting on the strings. Thank you so much to everybody who supports me in all the ways that you do, with the like, subscribe, and share. That costs you nothing and helps YouTubers out immensely. That's why we're always asking you to do that. One more time, how my business works. Patreon is where there's backing tracks, charts, live streams, and more, and I'm updating that every week. And I make comprehensive deep dive courses. I wonder if there's any course I recommend that kind of goes with this one. Next Level Rhythm attaches to some of the things we talked about for today, so maybe that would be my recommendation if you enjoyed this video. As Bill and Ted would say, be excellent to each other. That includes yourself. Happy Friday. Eat pizza.